reality for you will expand as soon as your consciousness of reality expands. Let me restate this. Okay, so reality, or your perception of the fullness of reality, will peak, will form, you'll give birth to it as soon as your consciousness, your ability to perceive the fullness of reality occurs. It feels circular, but it's one of the universal concepts. I got to get back to this kind of stuff. All of this stuff seems witchy woo-woo, but on my channel, I've consistently maintained that all of this stuff that people like to call intuition, like I admit I'm an intuitive, right? Part of it's the pattern recognition, but there's a level that goes beyond that, that people need to get comfortable with operating in, because it has nothing to do with spirits and blah, blah, blah. All it is an increased capacity to perceive reality and the fullness thereof. A lot of people don't realize how blind they are, and I will continue to scream this from the rooftops. I guess I'll be 80 screaming this stuff. A lot of people don't realize that like this. I'll use this example. You see how I wear glasses? Like, I refuse to get LASIK. I'll get it after a while, but probably, I guess I should get it before World War III sets off. But anyway, I wear glasses. My eyes are such that I have to wear glasses to see the things that the average person can perceive. I also have to use a microscope to see the things that the average person cannot. No one could see COVID. We only knew COVID was there because of the impact of the virus on humans, because it was unaliving them at alarming rates. Okay? Same thing with the fullness of reality. It exists. Even though your sense of hearing, your sense of seeing, and truly it is not just a sense of hearing and seeing, because people get tripped up on that. Your sense of perception is what is the gatekeeper to your ability to have greater access to reality. Like, I only know what's going on in other people's reality because they share that information for me. I have a perception, an ability to access that information. Excuse me, I just reversed that. My ability to have access to that information has a gatekeeper to it. Okay, there's a block. I'm not going to know what's going on inside of your head, what's going on in your culture, whatever, unless you let me know, because I am not omniscient. I am also not omnipresent. So because I lack those capacities to perceive at the maximum level of perception, I'm not going to know. Same thing with reality, right? Same thing with the things that people try to call the spirit when they're not lying. Spiritual, extraterrestrial, all that stuff, interdimensional. It is all just reality. And the sooner we develop our ability, we create our microscopes, we create our lenses. Do y'all remember Hellboy? And he had those glasses that flipped on, right? And the glasses like flipped down, and he could see different dimensions and perceive differing life forms because he had the lenses on. That is what the human race needs to focus on, because there are things in your environment that for some of us, that's trippy when you first encounter it. But if you're able to go through the practice of filtering, testing, it's why I'm such a critical thinker. People do not believe me. But it's why I became such a mega fan of critical thinking. Because when you're an intuitive and when you have a greater access to reality and differing things that are going on in your reality that may extend beyond the average person's sensory realm, their ability to perceive, you then have to become extremely good at discernment and extremely good at critical thinking, because you'll get tripped up. And you'll go through the process of It's like not realizing you were in a cult, right? Once you realize you're in a cult, this and the sad part is as an intuitive, my whole life, something just kept saying like, hey, this ain't right. Same thing with the misogyny. It's in Christianity within and of itself, which I'm not going off on a tangent on that, but because there are some good aspects of it, which unfortunately keep getting mired into the cult.